So if you're not where you want to be right now, there's only one reason. And you just literally haven't done what it takes to win. And that might sting a little, but just for a second, hear me out. You don't need more time, you don't need more motivation, and you definitely don't need a new secret formula for success. And what you actually need is to get real. You need to get real about what's holding you back, because most people aren't failing because they're not capable. They're failing because they're stuck in these patterns that keep them losing. And it's about identifying what pattern you're in right now. So if we break it down, why you're not winning and how we can fix that. Okay, so most people actually lose before they even start because they're waiting, right? So they're waiting for the right time, or they're waiting for somebody to validate their feelings or their idea, or they're waiting until they feel ready. And all these are just basically excuses that we tell ourselves, because when we break it down, nobody is going to give you that permission to be successful. Nobody is going to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, today's the day that you finally go all in on your dreams. Successful people don't wait, right? They just start. Even when it's messy, even when they're unsure, even when they're scared, even like when they're not feeling motivated. So if you're feeling stuck, really ask yourself the question, am I waiting for permission? And if the answer is yes, stop. Remember, nobody is coming, and it's your move next. So something else that's kind of brutal but true, most people are busy, right? They're busy, but they're not productive. So they might spend like hours and hours tweaking their website, researching ideas, organizing their workspace, but they're avoiding the real work that actually, creates the results. So if you want to win, you need to focus on high impact actions that move you forward. So if you want to start, let's say, a business, you sell something first and then you perfect it later, especially if you're in those startup phases where scaling is, you've got to be pioneering, you're not scaling at this point. And, let's talk about, weight. If you want to lose weight, you fix your diet before you start worrying about your supplements. If you want to make more money, you increase your value and not your excuses and your overheads. And so if your to-do list is full of things that make you feel busy, but you're not actually seeing real results, you need to rethink your strategy, because winners focus on what matters, on what gets them the results that they want and that they deserve. And you certainly don't fail because you're incapable. You fail because you're unwilling to be uncomfortable long enough to succeed. You don't necessarily want to send that email because rejection feels bad, right? You don't go to the gym because it's uncomfortable. You don't put yourself out there because, what if you look stupid? We don't do those things. That's not motivating. That's not cool. And, that's resistance. And that's exactly where you need to go. Everything you want is literally sitting on the other side of a few months, maybe a few years of discomfort, but most people quit right before that breakthrough, because they don't feel like, they don't like the feeling of being bad at something, or they don't like the feeling of struggling, or they don't like the feeling of getting those instant quick win results. And if you can sit in that discomfort, and if you can push through it instead of trying to run from it, that's the point that you become unstoppable. And I'm not special, you're not special, you're just you're the sum of people that you hang around with the most. If you're surrounded by complainers, people who make excuses, people who aren't going anywhere in life, you're going to literally get very good at that. You're going to absorb that mindset whether you like it or you realize it or not. If you look at the 5 closest people to you, ask yourself the question, do they push you forward, or do they keep getting you stuck and held back? Do they inspire you, or do they drain you? Do they make you feel better, or do they make you feel bitter and worse? If you want to start winning, start putting yourself in rooms where success is normal. Start normalizing success for you and your subconscious mind. Listen to people who are already where you want to be. You're reading those books that are expanding your knowledge instead of doom scrolling on social media. You're stopping engaging in conversations that keep you small and keep you trapped. Success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you allow to influence you as well in that moment. And this one for me, the next one for me is an absolute killer, right? And I've been through this so many times. Most people are right at the edge of success when they quit. So they try something for a few months, they don't see immediate results, and then they decide, oh, well, it's not meant for me. Like, I'm not destined to be successful. Well, success isn't fast. It's not convenient. And it sure as hell isn't guaranteed just because you tried. It's not going to give you a pat on the back. If you want to win, you need patience, you need persistence, and you need an unshakable commitment to keep going even when you don't see the results yet. So if you ask yourself the question, have I actually given this my best effort? Can I hand on heart say, I try to the best and the maximum of my abilities? Have I put in the consistent work for at least 1 year? Am I quitting just because it's hard and just because I feel like I'm failing and I feel like I'm being rejected? Because if the answer is yes, you don't need a new strategy. You don't need another course. You don't need another book. You certainly don't need another excuse. You just need to keep going. Winning isn't magic. It's not luck. It's not about who has the best resources. It's about who refuses to quit every single time. So if you ask yourself the question, are you actually doing what it takes, or are you just simply interested in success? Are you just flirting with success? Because there's a big difference between being interested and flirting and being committed. Interested people do work when it's convenient for them. And committed people do the work no matter what happens. And that's the mindset that you need to be adopting. So if you're tired, feeling stuck, tired of waiting and tired of watching other people win while you stay in the same place, then today is the day that you make a decision. You make a decision forward. You push forward. Decide that you will not quit. Decide that you will do the work. Decide that you will be relentless. It's just a decision. You're one decision away. Just one more. You're one decision away from being successful. Because once you make that decision, winning is just a matter of time.